We are live. I'm back live. I actually missed my live show last week because I thought I was dying. It turns out I just had the flu. So not dying. Yay, back alive. And I'm here with Kerry. Kerry, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I think this is going live on both of our streams. But we have been trying to do this live for I want to say like 5 months. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Heather Vickery. I'm a transformation coach, and that means I take people from where they are to where they want to be. And I do that by helping them learn to get to know themselves deeply and completely, then unwire all the bullshit society's put on them so that they can actually have a life they love. And I do that mainly through human design and NLP subconscious reprogramming work. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. It's kind of where my work is sort of where science and woo meet. Um, and I love how they're all catching up, and I love everything Kerry does. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you. So hi, I'm Kerry, and I haven't quite got my elevator pitch nailed like you, but I'm an artist, I'm a colour consultant, and I am the creator of Crow Magic and Human Design, which is HUE, human.
Like a hue. I love it.
Yeah, which is all about tuning to your natural frequency using the energy of colour. So yeah, I'm kind of on this experimental, explorative journey with it all. Not quite sure, where it's all going to end up, but I'm just sort of trying different things and seeing what works really with it all.
I love that part. I'm really in that space, and I feel like I've been in that space for a long time. And sometimes I go, shouldn't we be going out of the space? But then I just take a breath and surrender back into it and feel into my body and
I'm just
try
letting
not to rush it.
Take me wherever it wants me to go. So
yeah, it's tricky. Yes, and because I think for me, I go through this back and forth of what do I need to do to be able to let it take me where it wants to go? Like how do I need to show up in my body? What do I actually need to push forward on so that I can allow it to show up for me? And what do I need to pull back on? It's been interesting this end of this year, the equinox, the moons. I didn't do, which I normally would, I didn't do any rituals this year. You didn't either. That's so interesting. Normally I would, and normally I would with joy, but I just didn't feel like doing them. They didn't feel like the right thing to do.
It didn't feel right for some reason. I know exactly what you mean. Like beginning of between Christmas and New Year, I'm normally like, I get really excited. I'm like, all like, oh my God, what do I want to create this year? I get really into it all, thinking about what I want the year to sort of be like. But this year, I just didn't do any of that. And I just sat with myself really and just sort of, I don't know, just kind of let it be.
Yeah. And for me, I'm curious, but I'll bet for you also, it was notably not like a depressive, I don't have the energy to do anything. It wasn't like a hopelessness. It was actually it was hopeful. It was a hopeful rest, but yeah, like for you?
Yeah, it was kind of, I don't know. Yeah, just kind of like just sitting with everything without any kind of judgment or expectation or anything like that. And just letting it settle, I suppose.
Nice.
I actually, I wrote a post called, just about unmanifesting. It felt like that was the energy I was in of unmanifesting and just sitting in that kind of space, in that void, and letting whatever wanted to come up.
Yeah.
Out trying to it or have any specific kind of intention, really. Yeah. So it's been an interesting one. And also I think this year I'm very much more conscious of listening to my body and going, and living more seasonally. So, we're still, for me, New Year doesn't begin until March. So,
Same. And I've actually been doing that for several years. So I don't know if you or any of the folks watching have read Wintering by Catherine May. She does
no.
have a Substack presence. That book changed my life. And she actually talks about, so I said my work is where science and
Mm,
spirituality meet. She talks about the science behind why that is a better thing. And winter, it makes sense. Wintering. Now, if we were in different parts of the world, maybe we would feel different. But here, we're
mm,
resting. The
mm.
the roots are regenerating. They look like they've completely stopped. We know that they haven't, right?
Yeah,
And it kind of reminds me this concept that it's in the slow that you build all the other stuff. Like when it
yeah,
catapults, when you go, it isn't because you haven't been doing anything. It's because you've been doing everything
yeah.
prepping for it. So yeah, I winter too. I do even with my clients and then my Spark Collective. We do all of our goal setting and planning, all of that with the spring equinox.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I mean, I think it's an interesting month, January, because it either kind of goes one or two ways. You either sort of go headlong into it with all that excitement and that passion. Again, it's in I call it chroma numerology, which is just the term that I've completely made up.
I love that so much,
But
and I want to know
but,
more about it. I'm really fascinated.
but January is a red month, which would kind of insinuate that it is all about getting up and going and getting moving again and all that excitement and passion and drive and determination for the year ahead. But then when you think about um, the kind of the more wintering aspect of it, red is very much about grounding and rooting down. It's the
Mm.
it's that kind of slow, steady energy. So there's a bit of a sort of conflicting energy in January, and it's like you either kind of lean into one or the other, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Mm,
I think that's true, and I also think we're so super conditioned to follow this very patriarchal
mm,
approach to all of it, and it,
I'm the
so many women I know, right? Like we're like on. I'm just not. I've unsubscribed. I'm
yeah,
not
totally.
interested. um,
Yeah.
and it feels very revolutionary. It feels like
Mm.
something as simple and subtle as this is um, a really big statement.
It is, and it's. I mean, I've noticed a lot of it on Substack. A lot of women writing about, this isn't how we're supposed to live. We're not conditioned the same as men, so we shouldn't have to fit into that sort of pattern of living and working. And it's completely right, but we've all just kind of gone along with it for far too long. And it feels like now more and more of us are kind of saying, no, I'm not having it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it has to feel like an act of rebellion. Um,
Is it a great
but
awakening? Doesn't it kind of feel
it,
like a great
it
awakening?
does, yeah, it does. And hopefully, it will kind of start to overthrow that sort of patriarchal
Yeah. I
way.
don't mind the word rebellion. Rebellion, I don't have a negative context to that. I am a big fan of breaking the rules because I
Yeah,
think
yeah, me.
most of them, we just have to find out, make our own rules. And in fact, on my Zoom meetings, when clients or people are waiting for me to log in, it says, be right back. I'm off breaking some rules. Like I can guarantee you that I'm breaking rules all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
mean in
kind of
that
fun.
way that it's not normal, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that people want to actually start the new year in March is seen as a bit weird and a bit like, "Oh, you're a bit of kind
Mhm.
of rebel if you do anything out of the ordinary," and it's not
Sorry,
really
guys.
that.
Yes, sorry. I should have muted that, but I couldn't prep for that cough fast enough. Okay, Kerry, tell me, explain to me because I've read all your stuff, but I need to hear it from you. What is your human design? This whole color chromatic, like I'm deeply fascinated by it, but I'm not sure I really understand it.
Okay. I will try and explain it the best
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to know how you got
Um,
into it too. So
yeah. Okay. So, well, I'll start with that because that's kind of that's the sort of important bit, really. I've always been in the art and design world. I've been an artist ever since I could hold a pencil. And yeah, I've spent most of my professional life in the design industry. So I've kind of always had an understanding of color and color psychology and how it all works. Um, but it wasn't until lockdown in 2020 I started discovering color therapy.
okay,
I was painting a lot. I'd gone through a really difficult period in my life prior to that, and lockdown was my kind of excuse to just block everything out and sort of process my emotions. And so I did that through painting. Um, and what I noticed was all my work was very neutral, very dark, very little color. And every time I tried to use color in my work, I it I just it didn't feel right. Like it just didn't work. And so I started doing a little bit of self-inquiry work just to see why that was. Went down a rabbit hole on Google as you do, and discovered color therapy, which I'd never heard of. I understood things like the chakra system and
sure.
that they're all related to colors, but actual color therapy and using color as frequency to heal certain ailments and things like that within the body was absolutely fascinating to me. So
Yeah.
I kind of just I ran with it really. And I was like, this is fascinating because again, a bit like with you, it combines that sort of science and spirituality element. And what I've tried to do with what I'm creating is bring together the sort of the spiritual side with the chakra system, Chinese medicine, um, and those sort of ancient holistic teachings with the kind of modern color psychology and color therapy sort of side of things as well. So it's sort of a merging of all sorts, really.
It's
And it's all about it's all about using the frequency of color as opposed to just using it for aesthetic purposes.
and how do you discover the frequency of color or the frequency of whatever color somebody is or needs or maybe
So
I'm missing something. I know it's a lot. I know. Sorry. I'm just fascinated.
So if you think of the actual electromagnetic spectrum, the visible spectrum that we see, you've got it's that typical rainbow, isn't it? The red going all the way through to the violet and the white. So red frequencies are longer wavelengths of light, so they have a lower frequency.
Okay.
And then it gradually goes upwards and upwards to your kind of violet and then ultraviolet, which has the highest frequency, which is why I think in the chakra system, the red is for the root and the
That
grounding,
makes sense.
and the crown is your violet connection to higher dimensions and spirit and all that kind of thing. For me, it's more of a sort of felt thing. It's about how color makes you feel
Okay.
and the emotions that it can kind of bring up. Through my kind of trial and error sort of work, I've discovered that I have this kind of knack for, I call it color cognizance, which is being able to sort of interpret emotions
As
uh,
color.
depending on your color choices. So I do color readings, which are a little bit like tarot readings, but with color cards. And then you choose the colors, and then I can then translate that into how you're feeling and what you need energetically and all that kind of thing. Which is
Interesting side
yeah,
note. So I have 4 daughters and they all think that I am for sure off my rocker. Like they're not they, they're not sold. Um, but I hear them use language that I know means they will get there. They will understand it as they get older. I hear my 16-year-old daughter going, if I don't get this part I'm auditioning for, then that's just the universe's way of telling me I need to rest right now. But two of my daughters tell me that feelings have colors, like, oh, and numbers. Feelings have
Yeah,
colors and numbers.
yeah. I don't know about the numbers, but yeah, feeling. I think it kind of is rooted in the work of Carl Jung because he was the first sort of pioneer of color psychology, and he sort of developed these four color personalities. Um, with what I've done with human design is I've kind of expanded on that, and created out your whole kind of energetic profile, um, based on your date of birth. So you get four color. You get four colors. One is your soul color, which is your kind of your overall core essence. Then you've got your birth color, which relates to your love and relationships and how you interact with people. Your growth color is your health and well-being and your environment and what you need to sort of feel, kind of in that state of like emotional equilibrium. And then your destiny color, which kind of governs your career, wealth, purpose, your kind of your journey in life kind of thing. So I'm in the process of building all that out at the moment, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sold. Where do I sign up for a reading? I want to know. And I love this comment. Heather says, I think that you both should create a type of human design that infuses the color human design into it. It can be huge for womankind. Maybe
That's
there's
what
something
I'm
here.
doing. Yeah.
I don't want to kill everybody's eardrums. Yeah, I think it could be really fun. It is fascinating. And and I don't know that this is relevant, but my relationship with color has shifted.
Mm.
I used to be a wedding planner and for 18 years, and we only ever wore black because we needed to blend in, not be
Yeah.
seen. And when I quit that job, when I closed that business, I was like, I'm never wearing black again. And I sometimes wear black, but not often. And I was red. I was so red. There was so much red. And then that moved into like a corally, magenta-y, orangey
Mm.
phase, which my branding is very much in that color, and I do still love it. I'm very attracted to it. But I would certainly say, like, I don't know if it's the space I'm in the world, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you do. Um, we're in, but they're still bright blues and greens and teals and Kelly. A good Kelly green feels
Mm.
like my power color right now. So I don't know. It's
Yeah, I mean, I think your kind of your personal preferences, I think, change depending on yeah, I mean, it can depend on several things like your environment, where you are in your life, and just kind of what you need energetically as well. I always find the colours that you're drawn to kind of mean that you're missing that kind of energy. So yeah, I mean, I over Christmas I was very drawn to kind of like indigo and dark blue, which I'm not normally at all. And I think that was my soul basically calling me to sort of rest and get that deep healing that I needed over the Christmas period. Yeah, so I kind of say that it's your soul's way of communicating with you.
And healing you. Like if you can
Mm.
listen to that, just like I tell clients when we do human design and we learn how to drop into the body and what your specific body's cues are, because literally everybody's are different.
Yeah,
You have your answers
yeah,
faster than your mind, which is easily manipulable.
exactly.
And I
Yeah,
think that makes sense.
that
I just
does.
had the weirdest download, Carrie. Um, may I
Of
share it? Do I have permission to share it with you?
course.
Okay. Um, do you already, or have you ever thought of after you do these readings with the
Mm.
cards, um, create a custom piece of art for people with the different
Ooh,
colors. I could just see it as clear as day when you were talking about it, like a physical
that's
manifestation of it.
interesting. Yeah, I've been wondering how I can tie the artwork in and create custom. Ooh,
Mhm.
interesting. Ooh, I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, well, let me know because I just
Well,
was like, it just
yeah,
feels so big. Yeah.
one thing I mean, my biggest dream is to write the book about Crow Magic and how to use
Yes.
and create an accompanying kind of card deck to go with it so that you can do your own color readings.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I don't know where my deck is. Like we
my,
create. Oh, here it is.
my big
I did a deck, a manifestation card deck. Create
goal.
brave. So if you
Oh,
ever, when you're ready, they're gorgeous. They're really special cards.
I love
But
that.
that would be really cool. A color deck to do your own readings. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
it feels like it's for me. It kind of feels like it's the one part of kind of ancient wisdom that hasn't really been tapped into yet. We know all about sound healing
Yeah.
and frequencies now, and it kind of there's something in me that just says, well, it color seems obvious that it
Hmm.
affects us in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like why is no one doing this? Why is no one
I
realizing
love it because you're supposed to do it. That makes me think, what is your human design? Do you know?
actual human design?
Actual human design.
Actual human design. Yeah, I think I'm a 2/4 generator.
Okay. Are
In-
you a sacral generator
yes,
or emotional?
yes,
Sacral.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could
So
see that.
I need lots of, and again, it kind of ties in with my human design because in my health and well-being color is red. Um,
Yep,
and
sacral.
generate and my 2/4 in human design means that I sort of have these bursts of energy and then I need to retreat and then I do it again. Like, and that's exactly how it works with the red energy in my
Do you
human.
have defined will center ego? Like the little tiny, if you look at
Uh,
your chart, it's the little triangle
I'm not
up
sure.
off to the side. I'm curious because that's a work to rest cycle too.
Uh,
Um, but it's interesting because with a defined sacral, and I wonder if you tap into this with your readings, it's a hell yes or an F no, right?
mm,
Like in its instant and it never really goes away.
yeah, I always
So
do that if I'm hesitating or if it's not 100% yes, then it's a no. For me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just know it. Like you can so
Mm,
I would think that as an intuitive, which you clearly are, you even if it's not for you, even if it's for somebody else,
mm,
you get that deep sense.
yeah.
It's cool. I'm a 1/3 splenic projector. Um and I really love it. I really like 99.8% of the time I absolutely love it, but sometimes I'm like if I just had a little sacral energy, that would be helpful. If I just had and I don't have a
Uh,
defined root either. If I just had a little root energy, that would be so helpful
yeah.
right now.
But I think I mean that's what I've learned. That I think that's one of the most important things I've learned over this last year is to not fight it, and to let myself
Correct.
go
Yeah.
with natural kind of energy flow. I've spent far too long fighting against myself,
Yeah. Good for
and
you.
yeah, I'm finally starting to to let my body and my kind of energy dictate
Yeah.
how things instead of the other way around.
It feels really different, doesn't it? Like
Mm.
it feels powerful to me. And I often wonder on the outside, does it look like I'm giving up or throwing
Yeah,
in the towel or,
yeah.
being lazy or whatever it is, but it internally it feels very powerful.
Mm, mm. And I think, if more people could understand that,
Yeah.
we we'd sort of I just think things would be so much easier.
The understanding. Yeah, I always say people come to me when they've reached a point where they go, I don't know what is next, but it's not this,
Mm,
and I don't have to settle, right? And so then we figure these things out
yeah,
together.
Yeah.
because we're tired of being dictated and told who and how. And
Mm.
so it's better for me when somebody shows up unclear. Like that I don't know phase is a really exciting phase for me. If somebody comes in and they think they know exactly what they want, which is probably not actually what they really need, um, that we have to do more unlearning before we can do the
Yeah.
learning. But
Yeah.
I really love that open, curious, surrendered space.
Mm.
And there is such a big difference for me, and I've seen it with clients in um, a deep surrender versus giving up
Yeah.
is not the same
It's
thing.
not the same thing. No. No. There's a trust there, isn't there, with deep surrender, and
And it's
it's
self trust.
yeah, yeah, rather than just giving up. But I think I'm leaning definitely more into that surrendered energy.
It's good stuff. So when are you going to start working on your book?
Oh God, I've been thinking about it for about 2 years, but
It
I
I forgot to turn on do not disturb, so
oh
then a call came in. Sorry, when
yeah,
are you going to start working on your
no,
book?
no, no, I've been thinking about it for about 2 years. Um, this is why I joined Substack. Really, was to practice my writing muscle and to grow my writing muscle, which I really love. But I
That's
just need to sort of get it all sorted out in my head and an actual kind of
mhm.
really.
A
I've
generator approach. It's a very generator approach. A projector approach is let me just throw a bunch of things together and then figure out what to do with them later. Whatever generator is very
kind of
literal.
how I live my life, really.
I love that.
Wing
I
it
love that.
all the time.
That's really fun. Well, there've been several comments that we should try and collaborate on something. I
Yeah.
don't know what that would look like, but I'd be into it if we wanted to do whether it be like a workshop or some
Mm.
sort of combined service. I think what I appreciate about what I bring to the table, and I don't know very many other people who do it, is uh, the human design is the get to know you part, and I think that there's a lot of that in your work as well, and not just get to know, but accept and
Yeah.
elevate that. And then but we always when we're in that process, what's left is all the noise, all the bullshit, all the beliefs that we know limit us and that don't feel good. And it's fine and good to say, mindset, just don't think those things anymore. But if mindset got us everywhere we wanted to go, we would already be there. And the subconscious reprogramming legitimately works. And people are floored by it every day. They come back and they go, I don't have that problem anymore. I can't believe that thing didn't happen. That always happens, right? Because it
Mm.
really works. And so when those icky things come to the surface, then we just get rid of them, and then we build sustainability, right? Then you use those tools, and people change, right? So your concept of a deck or being able to come back and like how are we shifting? I don't know. It could be fun
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I think there's definitely an overlap there.
for sure. Well, we'll know. I have to be invited in as a projector, so if there's something pops into
And
mind, I mean,
I'm a responder, so
exactly. I've put it out there
Hey.
now. Let's see. I know it's so funny, but it's cool. I appreciate. My number one limiting voice my entire adult life has been that I don't work hard enough.
Mm.
So discovering my projectorness was like finding myself in every possible way because when I could then say, oh, because I'm not supposed to work hard enough, like whatever society says. I'm actually supposed to rest way more often than I work. But that means I need to be thoughtful about the work that I'm doing. And I can't just do
Mm.
menial bullshit stuff, sitting
Yeah.
around on social media all the time. Like I'm going to do things that matter
Mm.
and then I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah. It's it's interesting. I'm intrigued now to know your um what your destiny and your
Oh, me too.
what month were you born in?
December.
Oh, so you're a 3, which is yellow.
Okay.
So your health and well-being, it does kind of revolve around your mindset and your cognitive function, um,
Interesting.
and sort of knowledge, learning, wisdom.
I love that.
So yeah, I'll have to. I haven't.
And that ties in with my profile lines in my human design chart too. 1-3, which is an investigator and a constant learner,
Mm,
learning out loud, like talking through the process too.
yeah, yeah. Do you find are you quite a good listener as well? Do people kind of come to you for advice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's that was I would say coaching found me. I didn't find it. And it was when I was going through my own major transformation. I came out of the closet after a decade of marriage. I got a divorce. I closed a thriving business and was like, okay, let's rebirth. And all of a sudden, when I got quiet enough to pay attention, people were calling me, stopping me, texting me, emailing me. I want to try this. I want to start this. I want to do this. I think you could help. Would you talk to me? And I was like, yes. And then I went and got trained because I was like,
Oh,
this is clearly what I'm supposed to be doing. And projectors are guides and leads. That is what
yeah,
we're here to do. So
yeah. I mean, you could. You might be an actual yellow soul color, but you have to take a look at the calculator on my website and see what your soul color is.
hey, well, I'm going to do that. Everybody who
Love to
we've
know.
got 16 people watching. Have
Yeah,
you all done
go
this
find your
calculator
soul
on Carrie's?
color.
I'm going to go do it immediately. And if you don't know your human design, you can get a free
Mm.
human design chart on my website. So,
It kind of feels like the color element is the missing part of human design. It
yeah.
because it's so much focused around energy. And yeah, for me, color is energy. And I find human design, it's very complicated when you go right into it, isn't it? I
Oh,
mean, I
yes.
but it's a bit like astrology as well. Everyone knows their sun sign, maybe their moon sign, but then there's all these other things as well that interact. Whereas what I've done with my human design is because it's only 4 colors. It's kind of nice and simple. It's for it can be for like the visual learners as well because it's you just need that visual reminder. You don't need to go,
Yeah.
and it's already embedded in your subconscious then. So
I
uh,
love it.
yeah, there's the
I do. And human design is incredibly complicated. And so, when I do deep dive readings with people, we spend 2 hours together and we still really only get the basics down. I worked with a client once for over a year. Every 2 weeks, we would get together and talk about like a different thing, a different gate or different channel,
mm,
because
yeah,
they all manifest into different things. I mean, I studied it for 3 years and I'm still learning.
wow,
I've
yeah.
It's been longer than that since I got my certification, but I like was in that certification and mastery phase for the 3 whole years. So
Mm. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot to understand.
But it's cool. It's game changing. And I mean, even just with the
Yeah.
little things, I tell people, like, people I've just met, I'm like, oh, I'm curious what your thing is. And I'll look at it and I'll say, oh, you need yes or no questions. I can give them, and they're like, how do you know that about me? And I'm
Mm.
like, it's,
Yeah,
it's
I
right
see.
there.
Yeah, what I do now when I find out people's colors, I go, oh, so you prefer this and you like to do this, and people, this is
I
how you
love that.
interact with people, and yeah, it's
It's cool.
I would say probably 90% of the time it's pretty accurate.
I can't wait.
Like,
I'm definitely going to go and
yeah,
do my chart on your website.
yeah, no, let me know what it is.
I will for sure. This has been so much fun,
Yeah,
and
do it again.
I love we got a good symbiotic energy there. So
Mm.
let's stay open to seeing. And if any of you watching is there something that you see for us that you want for us? Maybe they'll give us some great ideas.
Ideas, yeah. I'm always open.
Yeah. I know it's late where you are, Carrie. We're just starting our day here, but
Yeah, well, it's about 4:30, so it's not too late.
Not too late. Okay, excellent. Well, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for spending some time with me today.
No, it's been so good to finally do it.
I know. It's been so good. I appreciated it. And
Yeah.
thank you we had to reschedule from last week. Last week was bad news, but feeling better.
Yeah.
Feeling
On the
better.
mend.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Upwards.
Oh, well, happy resting, happy surrendering, happy wintering.
Yeah, you too.
And yeah, we'll connect again soon. And if those of you who are new, if I don't know you, let's follow Kerry, follow me. Let's get to know each other. I'm so glad you guys came to hang out.
Yeah. No,
All
thanks
right.
for doing it as well. It's been fun.
So much fun. Thank you. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.